Welcome to the Brunch Club, where we champion all amazing women. Join us to fill your cup with inspiration and encouragement as our guests share their personal stories, experiences with careers, family, parenting, equality, mentoring, and advice. I just want to introduce everybody in my network to you.
Oh, that's like really generous and super cool. I love that. Yeah, for me, I just love creating these relationships. I really, really love creating these relationships because this is where it's at, for me. So thank you. I'm honored. I appreciate you even considering me and letting me come on and talk and tell my story.
Yes, yeah. And everybody is going to want to know all about you and what is, how you've been staying motivated, how you've, evolving your life during this time, what's coming next,
Yeah.
Take it away. The floor is yours.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Rachel. I'm just pumped to be here and excited to connect with other women and powerhouses like you. So yeah, interesting thing about me, I come from a background of fitness. I was, I own gyms, I own yoga studios, own my own protein bar company. And I just kind of have been realizing it's really not all about that,
Keep talking. I'm still listening.
No, you're good. It's really not all about that. And really, it all starts up here. It's the power between these two ears. The 6 inches is the most powerful thing ever. So I am a high performance mindset and health coach. And I like to be called Jen the Generator because I help people generate the power to free themselves from the imprisonment of their lives. Because what I think is people can blow up their beliefs without blowing up their life, and I think a lot of times we self-sabotage, right? And it ends up blowing up our life instead of just really getting to the nitty-gritty and understanding that we're just telling ourselves lies, and these lies are running our behaviors, and our behaviors are running our life, right?
Okay, I love that. And in my mind, I'm thinking of an example of when I may have done that, and probably more than just once. But give us an example that's not me, of maybe an anonymous client or person who has gone through that experience.
Well, I'm going to tell you my experience because
even better.
My experience is nuts. It's just crazy. And the reason I want to share it is because I think it's crazy, but I also have learned that 90% of women go through the same thing, right?
Okay. All right.
And it's I don't know if it resonates with your audience, but I was chasing this idea of who I thought I needed to be.
Okay.
Right. So I was chasing this idea of who I thought I needed to be. So I was so inundated in the fitness culture. Right. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you, being a fitness trainer, you get high fitness standards to live up to, right? It's everyone wants to scrutinize you, And so what was really interesting is I realized that, I was chasing this idea of, okay, if I'm a fitness trainer, I got to be in great shape all the time. I've got to get on stages. I've got to compete in national competitions. I got to do all the things and all the stuff.
Yeah.
When really what was happening is I was chasing a value that didn't even belong to me.
Wow.
I was chasing something that didn't even matter to me and my values.
Okay.
Right? I was chasing an external set of values that culture told me I should chase. And when I did that, I realized that I was miserable. I was literally insane and miserable. And I was chasing fitness, chasing all these things, hustle hard, boss babe mentality. Right. Meanwhile, I was living a lie, and I was living in shame because I developed massive eating disorders, like Rachel, massive, to the point where it almost killed me.
Oh,
and I was standing on stages and preaching to clients, thousands. I've trained thousands of women, that I was healthy, and this image that I was putting out there was health, and it was a lie. And I was hiding it.
How many years ago was this?
So I started competing about 12 years ago, 13 years ago, and I competed for about 7 to 8 years straight.
Wow. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You probably felt guilty all the time about oh, I didn't work out enough, or I didn't eat enough, or I ate too much, or I ate the wrong thing, or like every day you were probably beating yourself up during those 7 or 8 years for too much or too little of whatever that perfection was.
Yeah. And not only that, but living as an imposter, right? Like knowing that, I was literally shoving my fingers down my throat, throwing up food at night.
Oh God.
And I was striving so hard to reach this unattainable image that it got me stuck in this dark, deep, gnarly place, Rachel, that I didn't know how to get out of for the longest time. And it stole my life from me. It stole all of my joy. It stole all my fulfillment. It stole moments with my daughter as a single mom I'll never get back. Right? And
now?
I'm sorry?
How old's your daughter now?
She's 14.
14. Okay. All right. My daughter's 10. So.
Oh, yeah. Great age.
Yeah, I think we've probably been over this, but yeah, I'm a single parent too. So
I'm not anymore, but I was during all of this. And so for me, it was very much attached to my ability to provide for my daughter, right? I was this fitness person, so my body was like my moneymaker, right?
Yeah.
And my identity got tied to that, Rachel. Like that's all I knew how to be. And that's where I attached my value.
Okay.
And that's where I attached my worth, right? And I realized that I had attached my life and my values and my behaviors to an identity that wasn't even in alignment with me. I didn't even really care that much about fitness. I just wanted to serve people and empower women, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And fitness just became a mechanism for me to get there.
Yeah.
And so when I finally understood that I was enduring the wrong thing,
Mm-hmm.
I was enduring the wrong thing. It was actually the worst thing. What?
When you were going through the vomiting and all of that time,
anorexia, yep.
Did you find yourself or the anxiety, depression, like all those other things that women also struggle with?
Oh, are you kidding? I was like circling the drain daily.
Oh,
right.
God.
And I was putting on this really good front.
Yeah.
Like I was like Pollyanna. I was just like a pro. Wow. And I was protecting this identity I'd created because I was protecting my livelihood too. Mm-hmm. And I think that, once I came out of that space in my life, I really realized that, it's not about the fitness. It's not about, it's not about that. It's really about what's going on in here. Yeah. And what I've learned is that attaching yourself to the right values, your intrinsic values, and actually taking the time to figure out what those are, and then chasing that becomes an identity that you can be proud of, that you can be in alignment with, and that creates fulfillment. And that fulfillment is what I found through doing, oh my gosh, like just, mega hours of all kinds of therapy, self-help work, workshops, transformational trainings. Like, I mean, girl, I did it all.
You embraced it. Yeah. Well, you know what? I think it takes a lot of courage to say, okay, I was broken and I have felt that way too at different times. Yeah. A couple of years ago, I was like in the outward looking. I can totally relate to what you're saying, because to everybody else, everything was perfect, but inside I wasn't. And so, yeah, therapy, realignment of values, realignment of people in my life, and all of those things, and that was like 3 or 4 years ago. And it's like all different now.
Isn't that great? Isn't that beautiful?
I'm so happy now.
Yeah.
And actually, I've loved the reality that I've created, during this last few months of shutdown. Yeah. I think a lot of people have struggled because their home life was, for many reasons, whether it was domestic violence or whether it was, an unhealthy situation. It's been really hard for a lot of people, their livelihoods, the stress, all those things. And I have an empathy for them. But I also tell you, because I've worked so hard over the last few years to create a happy, loving, warm, nurturing environment, these last few months and shutdown have been amazing. Yeah. They have been the best. I'm like, I could do this forever. Yeah. Yeah. And I didn't anticipate that effect, but maybe you can relate to that too. Because it sounds like you went on a similar journey.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. But it was really funny because I tried everything and nothing worked. I was like, why aren't these challenges and these these fluffy things that everyone else is doing, like they're not working for me. Like, what's wrong with me? And I kept trying all these different things. I'm like, wait, this isn't working. Like this is too much fluff. Like this is all too much hype, and there's not enough meat and strategy and tactics, right? And so yes, I went down that journey, but then I had to realize, okay, what works for me?
Yeah.
Like taking and picking and choosing what actually works for me and what's going to strategically push me over the edge to get over all this crap, to stop lying to myself, to stop telling myself stories that really aren't true, so that I can level up and move forward. And that's what I did. I spent the last 5 years doing that. And yes, so now in this different space and this different mindset that I've come to, yes, I agree with you. This has definitely been probably one of the most, I know this is hard for a lot of people to hear because I know that people are struggling right now, but it's been one of the most beautiful times of my life.
Yes.
And truly, I've never been so connected to my husband, to my kids, to myself, as I have been when I stopped speeding up and started slowing down.
Yes.
And I've welcomed the home. I've welcomed the nurturing, the nesting, the feminine essence that does exist inside of me, as well as that boss babe, hustle hard, let me go after the world and conquer it mentality. Like I've got both. And this has given me an opportunity, and probably you might be experiencing this too, to really tap into that side that we get to have as women, because we get to have both, right?
We really do. And
We do.
I think a lot of the times, like before this, we were hustling and we were chasing and we were providing, right? And producing and inspiring, and we were on this like wheel. And no matter how fast we ran or how hard we lifted, you know, whether it was really working out or, you know, like with the work stuff, I've loved slowing it down. This is going to sound silly, but I have not put on high heels in 5 months. And just even making that, like I put on makeup today for our chat.
Yeah.
Like I haven't put makeup on in a week.
Isn't that great? It's so liberating.
I felt so special. I was like, ooh, it's a big day. But I mean, I used to do it, my hair, my makeup, I used to get it done like a couple times a week. I was at events. I was, you know, go all the time. And now it's like, all right, well, I did a bike ride with my dad this morning. I've been painting with my daughter. We all made breakfast together. It's like, all right, like quality. And all right, none of that made me money. None of that, you know, was about my clients, which are very important to me, but I also am, you know, taking my time differently.
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
It sounds like you're doing that too. And when you are in work mode, right, for like that portion, you know, how has that changed for you?
How's my work changed for me? And I wish I could say that it has, but it actually hasn't. You know, for me, I live in a small remote resort town called Sun Valley, Idaho.
Okay.
So there's nobody here. I mean, it's like shh, it's a secret.
Okay, I won't tell.
So honestly, our mountain life is what we cherish. We love this kind of way of being connected to nature, and you know, being really, really deep in that. And so that's really important to our family and to me. So my work has always been very remote. Anyhow, I connect with people this way very frequently. Now, the only thing that has changed is I really do love networking events. Like I love going to conferences and learning and being with other women. I really do love that. So that I have missed, but I have a great group of women here in the valley that, you know, we value the same things. We like to be on our bikes. We like to be hiking. We like to be camping, right? So that's something that hasn't changed for me very much, but I've gotten a lot busier. It's been a very busy season for me.
Okay. All right. Well, let's hear about that. How are you doing all that then?
Yeah, it was interesting when the pandemic came. I thought, what do people need? Like, what do people need? How can I show up really powerfully for people right now? And I thought about what I needed in phases where things were uncertain, or where my security was threatened, or my safety was threatened. And that's like that base chakra, right? Like that base root chakra that if we don't have and it's shaken, especially as women, we start to lose it.
Oh yeah, I went down that path. It was a really tough one.
Yeah.
And you
So
can't build if you don't have those foundational pieces. So I think a
that's
lot
right.
of the country in the world, has been experiencing that rocky foundation.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds like you did something amazing.
Well, what I did is I thought about what works for me,
Hmm.
right? And what worked for me was I call it a value-centered schedule.
Okay.
And I know this is really an interesting concept, but I I think that structure and schedules are vital for safety and security because we can control it,
Okay,
right?
wait, can you say that again so I can write it down? It was a
Yeah.
value.
Value-centered schedule.
Okay.
So most women, especially women, and I love women, but we stay in overwhelm and frustration all the time. Like we're constantly like, I'm so overwhelmed, I can't do all these things because we do everything. I don't care if you're a working mom, you are doing far more than your husband. I don't care, man. Sorry, I love you, but we take care of everything.
Yeah. Oh my God, wait, I have to show you this. You're gonna love this. I'm gonna reach back. Yeah. All right, so I have a client who wrote this book called You Can Have Your All. And it's all about how women, like try to do everything and be everything to everyone and how to stop doing that. Yeah, it's her second edition of this book.
I'll read it. It sounds amazing.
I'll send you a copy.
Oh, thank you. That's so nice.
You'll give me your address off camera.
I will. Yeah, thank you. I love it.
It comes with like a workbook insert and it's great.
Oh, I want to meet her.
Oh, you certainly can. She's having a Zoom. I'll send you the invite.
Hook me up.
Yes, I will. Okay, so keep going. Oh, wait.
I got 6 points. I got 6.
My son is 7. He's learning to read.
Oh,
Working from home.
And these are 4 books.
Hey, Kevin.
And I don't have to do that.
I need 10 more minutes, please. Go. Authentic. This is authentic. Kevin, you
If I
turn.
read these books, can I get...
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I'm driving him to read.
Thanks.
Good.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. So keep going. Okay. So working women, back to where you were.
Yeah. So I just feel like we get overwhelmed and we get stuck there, and it's a story that we get caught in and we just can't get out of it. So for me, what I felt was really important when this pandemic happened was really supporting women and just creating a baseline security schedule. But what we do as women is we start our schedules with what we need to do for other people. And that's our mistake.
So true.
Yes. So when we can understand what our true values are, and after we go through some exercises that I do with my clients is really uncovering those intrinsic values. Once we pull those out, we start our day. The first thing in creating your value-centered schedule is you start your day with your number one non-negotiable for you.
Ooh.
For you. For your value that makes you feel most fulfilled, that makes you feel on purpose, that makes you feel most in alignment, right? And for me, I need to connect. And what I mean by connect is like not surface, like deep, meaningful, intimate conversations, super connected to my security, which is my husband, my kids, right? The people that matter most to me, my people. Mm-hmm. So, and this is different for some women. Some women are in a season where their health is really important to them and they've really got to dive into that. Some women, they're in this position where abundance is really important to them. So they've really got to dive into their money-making ability, right? But whatever it is and whatever season you're in, you've got to start your day and set yourself up with that first layer of security, because that's going to give you the fulfillment at the end of the day. Because if you don't do anything else all day long, you know that you lived into your own values and what was most important to you. And when we forget to do that as women, that's where overwhelm takes over. So I can go all day long if I know that I've taken care of that thing. Like my kids know that I loved, cuddled, snuggled, talked to them about real stuff in the morning. I know that no matter what happens with my husband, that in the morning we had coffee in bed and I just dug into him and loved him up, right? If I'm a maniac the rest of the day and I'm on client calls, I'm on podcasts and I'm doing all these things, I know that my number one value with my family and connecting to them is good and I'm good.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
if I could tell women to do one thing during this pandemic, it's what is the thing that makes you feel safe, secure, and what is that value? Do that first. Do that first. Don't do anything else. And if you can do that every day, oh man, are you going to win your days? Oh man, are you going to win your days? And at the end of the day, you're like, I feel so aligned and fulfilled with what truly matters to me, not what everybody else said I needed to do, not with what my boss said I needed to do, right?
Yeah.
No, I showed up for myself. That's empowerment. So for me, I created a program around that.
Notes. This is
Oh, cool.
I was like, oh, I think we're having a coaching session. This is
Sorry.
good.
So it's just something I think is valuable. And so I
Yeah.
shifted and created a little program for my clients around it. And they loved it so much that I created this 21-day challenge that's coming up in September around this whole system.
Okay. All right. Now the 21-day challenge, is it like mind, body, wellness combo all together?
Yeah, it's really digging into how to uncover and discover, your actual values. Because I think the reason burnout happens is because we're enduring the wrong thing, right? Like business owners will just endure like I did, but it really didn't matter to me. And then people get afraid to shift and pivot. And they spin their wheels and they're burnout. So it's like, no, let's take a step back and really think about how to pull that out of you. Okay. And then once we pull that out, we can create a platform and a frame to create the life that you want based on you, not external.
Okay. When does the 21-day challenge start? Because I want to make sure that we put this out so that people can sign up in advance.
Thanks. So it starts on the 21st.
Okay. September 21-day challenge, September 21st. Okay.
Yeah, no, I had to do it.
Perfect.
It felt good to me.
Okay, good. And can people sign up on like your website or social media, or is it like free for everybody, or do you pay to sign up? How does that work?
It's not free. So it's $47 and you can earn it for free if you invite some people to come, if you invite 2 people to come and they come and all 3 of you finish.
Ooh, okay.
Then I'll give you your money back. But this is the thing, like I'm really about people paying something, because honestly, when I don't pay for something, I don't value it as much. Like that's just, when you pay, you show up. Like you pay to play, right?
I was just having that exact same conversation about the gym and how people pay to join the gym because they think, well, if I'm investing money in it, then it'll inspire me to go, which I was like, all right, I get it. And that's something that our culture does. And it's just something like I was reading an article in the Business Journal. There's this franchise business. I just learned about it. There's like over 100 locations. It's a stretching place.
Stretch lab.
You know about this. Okay. All right. I've never heard of it. And I was like, people are paying to get stretched? Really? You can just stretch for free.
It's amazing.
Yeah, apparently. I don't see the value, but that's okay.
That's amazing.
Every day, but maybe I'm not getting something that they're offering. I don't know.
No, it's actually, I have to say, as a trainer myself for a long time, you should go.
Okay.
Go, girl. You'll like it.
Well, I just invested in one of those infrared saunas and I have it. It's being delivered next week. And it took me a while to become a believer in that too, but now I'm like super into it. So I get it. Sometimes I'm a late adopter.
I dig that too. Believe me, I give me all the things and all the stuff. I'll do it all.
Yeah. All right. So with the 21-day challenge, it's $47. Is there like I imagine there's something every day.
Yeah. So
like a prize at the end or something?
Yeah, it's really exciting. I feel like it's really no bullshit. Excuse me. I hope I can curse. Oh no, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. Go for it.
It's like no fluff, like really strategic. And I'm a very compassionate person, but I'm also like gonna call you on your stuff,
Ooh, okay.
So what we do is it's all held in a Facebook community. I go live and we teach a lesson, and then I call them, the program is She Ascends. That's my brand. So instead of it being assignments, they're ascendments. And so we have these little fun ascendments after every lesson. So you're basically getting 10 lessons. And at the end of the challenge, it's really exciting. And you also get a partner. So I partner you up with someone fun. And then at the end of the challenge, it's really cool because I have what's called a bubbles and brew party, where you bring either champagne or coffee, and I announce the winners of the challenge. And so I'm giving away really fun prizes, not money. I don't give away money, but I'm giving away lots of coaching, lots of leveled up one-on-one coaching with me, my next level programs, and also like my body balance programs. So a lot of fun prizes, and it's just a great way to be in community with women that are really wanting to get deeper, and go there.
Yeah, the sense of community is so huge. People have been asking me recently, like, yeah, how have you sustained your community during this time? Because yeah, you're right. When we're not in person, it's not the same to be out like meeting people and having those in-person experiences. So
you get what you give, right? Like, I mean, let's just get responsible for our behavior. So like if you're hermiting and you're not getting online and trying to be in community even in that way, you got to own that. So it's like, if you want to be in a community with powerful women, go find it. I'm serious, you guys. Like, I'm not going to fluff this up. Go find one, put yourself out there, show up in the community, ask for support. I'm all about that. It's like, ask for what you need and you'll receive it. And so I think as women, we typically don't do that a lot, but when you do, it's powerful. When you ask for help and you ask for support and you're like, look, I need a community. Can someone support me? Can this community support me? Heck yeah, girl, let's go.
I love that you're facilitating that. And honestly, it takes a lot of time and effort and caring and compassion to form and lead a community of women or men or just any community. Yeah. So, I think that what you're giving, your gift of bringing people together in this way and inspiring and motivating them and helping them kind of level up their lives, that is your gift. And yeah, it's just so wonderful. So I love it.
Likewise, we get to we get to do this together. It's like this beautiful synergy of women that keep propelling each other forward. Right?
Yes. I think I want to do the challenge.
Good. I'd love for you to.
I'm just finishing a 6-week challenge that my trainer was doing, and like it was the best thing for me. I'd never stuck with a challenge the whole time, and I've made it 6 weeks, and I'm like, yes, I'm so proud of myself. Like
that's amazing. That's amazing, and that is so cool because when you do that, it like changes your level of confidence in what else you can do. Like if I can do this for 6 weeks, what else can I do? And that's what I love about these things too.
Yeah. No, cool. All right. Anything else that we didn't cover that you wanted to? Because I think we hit the highlights.
Yeah, no, I think that's where my business is going. I do have one-on-one clients that I take on, very few for every year. I usually have 6 to 12-month contracts, but I really love the community piece of just being with women and showing up for each other. And so that's really my focus right now, is just creating these challenges so that women can get empowered.
All right. Okay. Well, I'm going to send this out to my community and tell everybody, I'll put your link to all your pages and to the challenge, and so they can get in contact with you. Thanks for stopping by the Brunch Club. It's been our pleasure to share this time with you, and I look forward to bringing you more sparkling inspiration soon. If you have feedback, topics, or want to nominate someone to be a guest on the show, please reach out to us at rachel@sundaybrunchagency.com. Cheers.